Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Vee's Sugar Studio. Today I'll be sharing with you my royal icing recipe that I use to stencil cakes. Let's get started. So these are the items you're going to need for the royal icing recipe. You're going to need a half teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1.5 tablespoons of meringue powder, 2 cups of powdered sugar, some warm water. You're going to need a mixer, a sifter, and you're going to need the bowl. So as far as the warm water, we're going to use like 2 to 3 tablespoons, but we'll decide that as we go. Okay, so the first thing I do is I sift the powdered sugar and I add in the meringue powder as well. Okay. Next, I'm going to add the half teaspoon of clear vanilla extract. And then 2 to 3 tablespoons of warm water. Okay, so as you can see with the 2 to 3 tablespoons, the 2 tablespoons, it got kind of thick, so we're going to add another tablespoon sparingly. Don't want to put too much in there. Now, if you end up adding too much, it's not a problem. All you have to do is add some powdered sugar to thicken it up. Okay, I'm going to add some more. Okay. See, it's getting pasty. I like to add the water until I get the consistency of icing or peanut butter, and then I know I'm good to go with the mixer. I'm just going to add just a little more. And I would think that probably came up to like an additional tablespoon. Okay. And so this is the thickness that we have. It's kind of like icing. It pretty much is icing. It's royal icing. Okay, and so next we're gonna use the mixer. So now you get your mixer and you start the mixing. You wanna get some fluff out of this royal icing so that when you're applying it to the cake stencil, it has some flow. Now when you're mixing this, if you find that it's too thick, you just add just a wee bit of water because you don't want to add too much. And like I said, if you end up adding too much water, then just add some powdered sugar to thicken it. But right now we want to get the consistency of a smooth icing, and also it's like kind of like the peanut butter as well. So I'm gonna stop here to see where it's at right now. Ooh, I'm just gonna add just a little bit, just a tad more water. All right. So I need it to be kind of smooth when I want it to glide a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna mix it some more with the mixer. See, this is a good consistency. It's like kind of like icing. Okay, so this here is good to go. I'm gonna get the stencil ready and also the fondant because I'm gonna stencil some fondant, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my fondant, my strip of fondant rolled out, ready for stenciling. I'm going to use some tape to secure the edges of the stencil in place. You kind of have to want to move your hands across to just to make sure it stays flat on the surface of the fondant. Okay. And one more piece, and there we go. Okay, so now we're ready to stencil, and as you can see, this is the texture of the royal icing. It's kind of like it's like frosting. Okay, and so one of the things when you apply, you have to remember is when you apply the royal icing to the stencil, you cannot lift your hands up. You cannot remove the spatula from the stencil until you get over to the end. Okay, and so here we go. As you see, I'm gonna keep pushing. Gonna keep pushing. And now I'm ready. So I got some excess here, so I can just move this around. Looks like this should be enough. Now I can lift. Got some more here to spread out. Here we go. Got some more. I'm gonna spread it out and then lift. And repeat the same over and over. Got a little extra here. I can put it over here. Okay, so now that we have the royal icing spread over the cake stencil, we're going to remove some and we're going to hold it at an angle. We're going to move this spatula at an angle across the stencil, and we're going to wait until we get to the end and then lift and remove the excess and just repeat the same thing over. Okay, a little bit more to go. All right, I would say this is good to go. It's good to remove. Okay, let me remove the stencil, and here's the results. And there you go. Now I have to do the length of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to wash this off, this stencil off, dry it, and then I'm going to start over again. Now once I wash it and dry it and start over again, if you look at your stencil, there's going to be an edge with space before the stencil starts. So you're going to apply the stencil where you can begin the flowers, if you know what I mean. Okay, so you don't want to affect what you already stenciled there, but I'll show you when we come back. Okay, so I've stenciled a portion of the fondant, and I let it dry for about 15 minutes. You can just touch it and you can tell that, you know, it's dry. And so I want to show you what I do in situations like this when I still have more of the area to stencil. So first of all, what I do is I get a piece of plastic and I cover the area that's already stenciled, and I tape it down. Some people don't mind continuing without it drying. sometimes I'm a perfectionist, so I see those things. And so when I apply the stencil, I be sure to match it with the ending of the plastic that I applied on the finished stenciling. And then I'm gonna tape again. Okay, I'm gonna tape right here. Tape over here. Let me get it a little more snug. All right, got it snug. And we're gonna tape up here. And again, just pass your hand. See, now there's a piece here that looks like it's gonna be a little stubborn, but I'll show you how to fix that. I'll just see if this'll, if I can roll it and see if it'll stay down, and that's not gonna work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scoop up some royal icing, and it's still a good consistency. And so what I'll do is I apply it first to that area. And again, I'm gonna spread it, and I will not lift until I apply to the stencil. All right, so it's time to start scraping. All right, so we're just about good to go. Let's see what's going on up here before I lift it up, because there's a part up here, a portion up here that's going to need some royal icing. All right, so we're good to go now. Let's remove this and see what the results are. And there you go. That is the result. All right. So I'm just going to let this dry again for another 15 minutes and repeat the same process again. And that is it. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this tutorial on my royal icing recipe, and to demonstrate to you as well. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions or compliments, just put them in the comment section. Thank you.